explosive new information that just surfaced, an exposure that is just like so holy crap. The liberals have been caught trying to go across this country and reach out to all conservatives and make them an offer to cross the floor in order to steal a majority that no one in this country voted for, so that they could run this country straight into the ground with their socialist agenda with zero, and I mean absolutely zero accountability whatsoever. Would you be okay with this? This report is going to be wild. Let's get into this report. There is so much news that I got to get everybody caught up with, but we're putting all of that aside. I was working on Venezuela and all of the news that has occurred since then, but I have put full stop on those to talk about this breaking story for all of you. When you thought things couldn't get any more insane in Canada, meet Scott Anderson. Oh boy, you are not going to believe what just happened. And yes, this should be reported to the police immediately. Bribery is a criminal offense in Canada. Members of Parliament cannot take bribes. It is a criminal offense. Let's get right into it. Scott Anderson posted on his Facebook account. Can you believe it? Just published. Scott Anderson, which is a member of Parliament for Vernon Lake Country, Monashi. He writes, "It's important for my constituents to know that, like others, I've been approached by liberals asking to cross the floor to join them. The Liberal Party of Canada is pulling out all stops to lure Conservative members of Parliament to cross the floor so they can have their majority and subject Canada to more years of economic and social malaise. With the complicity of the mainstream media, they've promoted the myth that there are some kind of movement to turf our leader. And it's because they are afraid of Pierre Poilievre. They'd prefer a milquetoast conservative leader and not a fighter who stands up for their lies and omissions. To the liberals who initiated this contact, let me say this. Your headline screams about great nation building projects. Yet almost a year after getting Parliament approved, there is no pipeline, no new mines, no energy corridor, and not one formal trade deal. Indeed, you haven't even bothered presenting plans because buried in the subtext below every headline are caveats that ensure nothing will ever be done. Simply put, you've done nothing but make empty promises, increase taxation, and throw billions away trying to entrench your power. And this is the most crucial part. What are you going to try to bribe the next Conservative MP with? If broken promises were the only issue, it would be bad enough. But I sit across from you every day and see what most Canadians can't see when they are watching CPAC. I watch you laugh when Conservatives bring up the closed mills, the shuttered businesses, the seniors who have to choose between eating and rent. I watch your self-satisfied scoffs when we ask you to cut taxes and allow Canadians to flourish again. I see you sitting across the aisles in designer suits paid for by a job that's inflation-proof and safe, and smirking at those who have to try to scrape a living out of economic desert you've created. I watch you boast about your handouts, your rental housing that never seem to materialize, your leader who shows up a few minutes a month for part of question period before jetting off in search of more pointless headlines. And you have the gall to say that you're pleading for the little guy is carping. Frankly, I'm disgusted. Oh, and I can't wait to read the highlighted sections. So no, I won't join your party. I have no intention of crossing the floor today, tomorrow, or ever, regardless of what you offered me. Holy crap. It would be a betrayal of my constituents, a betrayal of the office of which I have been elected, and a betrayal of my own personal core values. Thank you very much, Scott Anderson. This is exactly what Michael Maw should have said. It will be a cold day in hell before I even consider betraying my constituents. And you should probably stop asking, because I will certainly advise it every time you try. I don't know about you, but this section right here is like boom. He basically just says, I have no intention of crossing the floor today, tomorrow, or ever, regardless of what you offer me. Holy crap. All right, first of all, somebody in Vernon needs to go buy Scott a beer, because this is what I'm talking about. You know how upset I was when I started seeing these floor crossers? Because how can you cross the floor and go completely against your constituents that voted for you to be in Ottawa? And also, how could you change your core beliefs overnight? One night you're at the Conservative Party, and the following night, and not buy a present for the other guy that you've been working with. Then just overnight you wake up and you have a epiphany, and you all of a sudden want to be a liberal. The ones that have destroyed this country for the last 10 straight years. The one that is blocking our prosperity. The one that is literally making us go broke. You're going to just flip a switch and move over? Scott Anderson, thank you. I'm so glad there are real conservatives in the Conservative Party. It is so refreshing. Now, I want every single other conservative to come out and expose these liberals, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that voted liberal, and when they see this, they go, I didn't vote for this kind of corruption. This is some breaking news, so let's see what people are saying in Canada. First, Aaron says it should be considered criminal to try to lure members from the opposite with perks. I completely agree. Where is the RCMP? You know, there should be an investigation, because what's going on here seems highly illegal. Or Orkanut says, yet Mark Carney blatantly lied in an interview saying conservatives were coming to them. He's just another liar like Trudeau. Yeah, all he does is lie, and it's all coming out to fruition here. And Shasher is completely correct. It would be even better if he published or posted the emails or messages that were sent to him. Please, Scott, just screenshot everything. Give it to the RCMP and give it to us. We need to see these messages. Unapologetically Conservative says, a man with integrity. This could be a teaching moment for Carney. I agree. Big Believer says, there's no low that is low for this government. They keep finding even more ways to find even lower lows. Welcome to the new Canada. I have to agree. It's like on a daily basis. I have endless content. I'm trying to make more content on some other stuff, but man, it's like every day it blows my mind. Jeff Williams says, Carney should resign. Yeah, he needs to resign today, like immediate resignation. Jay McLean says, wait for it. It was all Pierre's fault. It's not all Pierre's fault. I bet you they're going to blame Harper for all of this. Or they're going to blame Trump. Orange Man Bad did everything. And I completely agree with Rosalind O'Brien's comment. Deplorable. If Canada wanted a majority government, they would have voted that way. I completely agree. And I really think that because of this brand new information, there needs to be an investigation with Chris D'Entremont and Michael Maw. We need an investigation to see what they received. Did they receive perks, gifts? I want to know every single conversation they had and what they received. And here's a post of somebody said, this is what he's offering. Brookfield stocks, WEF bonus, floor crossers, sellout, China. Who knows what he's offering? That's the thing. We need to find out what's happening. And I like this comment here. Area here says, you mean it wasn't obvious enough when Ma was literally partying in the Conservatives, then switched to the Liberals the next morning? I agree, though. It's nice to finally have solid evidence, not labeled as a conspiracy theorist Oh yeah, it's all out in the open now. We all know what they're actually doing, and it is highly illegal. If in fact they were offering bribes. That's it for today's report. I think that's enough. I am in shock. I'm not really shocked because we all knew what they were doing, but I'm shocked that this information has come out now, and I want to see all conservative members start coming out, start taking screenshots, start recording. We need to bring this to the public. This could be the end of these liberal scandals and liberals. This is unacceptable. I can't wait to hear from you in the comment section about this newest unbelievable information. I'm working on a Venezuela report, and it involves Canada and oil. Don't miss that one. And I got some updates with Chrystia Freeland and all sorts of other news on another report. So that's 2 more reports that are coming. I can't wait. I'll see you on the next report.